Hey, you guys. So I know that this is a little bit different watching a YouTube video, but I wanted to be able to share my screen and show you guys portions. That was a big topic that some people wanted to talk about in our free group. So I want to share a little bit about what I do. So I tried Weight Watchers, and I tried counting points, and I tried counting calories, and I tried counting macros, and it was all so tedious and confusing at times and difficult. And it was hard for me to make a lifestyle out of that. I didn't want to make a lifestyle out of counting points every day. And I wanted something that would teach me how to eat well, not just eat within a specific calorie bracket, but also eat things that were going to fuel my body, because you can eat 2,000 let's say that I'm set to eat 2,000 calories a day. I can eat 2,000 calories of crap a day, or I could eat 2,000 calories of something that's going to fuel me. So what I want to talk about, what I use for portion control and what my clients use for portion control, are called the Portion Fix containers. So when you order a fitness program, and I'm not saying all of this to try to spam you with what I do. I'm simply telling you what I do and what works for me and what has worked for hundreds of my clients. So we have these containers, and it's all about portion control. That's what it's all about, and eating clean. So, and now that you guys are starting to learn a little bit more about what clean eating is and how to get creative and fun with clean eating, I don't have all the boxes with me, but I'm just going to improvise. Some of them are in the dishwasher or whatever. So these boxes, at first they seem small, but they have equivalencies. Like this is a cup, the equivalent to a cup. This is the equivalent to 3/4 of a cup. And this is a cup. And then this is for like seeds and dressings. So and then there's a blue and a yellow container. So each container represents a food group that you need. So vegetables go in this, fruits go in this, proteins, the yellow, which I believe is a 1/4 cup. Yeah, the yellow box is for healthy carbohydrates like quinoa, brown rice. And the blue box is for healthy fats, whether it's avocado or some sort of a cheese or something. So, and then these are for like a dressing for a salad, or seeds like sunflower seeds. So what I really fell in love with this was that when I was going to school, I could just take this box and I could go, okay, like I want a salad today. So I stuff, believe me, I stuff this thing. You stuff it with, lettuce. Then you pour it into your box or on a plate. Let's say you're getting ready for dinner. You just scoop, stuff it in. Then you want some stuff on top. Let's say cucumber and tomato. And what else do I have? Carrots. So cucumber, tomato, carrots. Stuff this with all three and fill it, right? And then put it on top of your salad. So that's 2 greens. So you get a certain amount of each of these boxes a day. And at first, when you first look at them, you kind of go, are you kidding me? Like, that's all I get to eat. But it really turns into a lot of food. So 2 of these. And then if I want pear in my salad, let's say, sometimes I like pear in my salad, I'll, fill this with some pear, or I'll do half of this and it's like a little half of a purple box, and then if I want chicken or steak or some sort of a protein on top, you fill this with your protein. So then that would equal 2 greens, 1 or a half, depending on how much you have, of a purple, and then 1 red. So then I just and then I make a note of it, how many I had for my lunch or my dinner or something like that. And then the dressing, I fill this, I pour it on top of and that's my dressing. So I wanted to share with you guys what I do and how I do portion control, and how important portion control is, because there is such thing as too much of a good thing. If you're eating, 10,000 calories a day and you're like, oh, but I'm eating clean, it's all clean foods, that's fine, but you're still not going to reach your health and wellness goals or fitness goals and lose weight if that's one of your goals. If you're eating 10,000 calories a day, 10,000 calories is still 10,000 calories. So, and your body does not need that much. I'm just using that as an example. So I'm going to screen share. And here is the little bit. So these squares, they correspond with the food container, okay? The healthy fats, carbs, proteins, fruits, veggies, okay? And then here's how we, count it. Your weight times 11, that's your baseline. Then they add 400, and that's for the calorie burn for this particular program. I'm just picking this as an example, just to show you what I do with portions and how to figure out how many of these I get a day. So add your baseline, and then 400, and then that's your maintenance calories, and you take 700 out for your deficit, and that's your caloric target. So then you get put on a plan. So A, B, C, or D. So when I first started this program, I was in plan C. So I got 5 servings of vegetables a day, 3 servings of the fruits, 5 servings of the protein, and 4 servings of the carbohydrates, and then 1 of the healthy fats, and 1 of the seeds and dressings, and then 5 of like the oils, nut, and butters. So I just wanted to give this to you guys as an example of what I do. And again, it's only because I decided that this was going to be the right thing for me, because it was easiest to create into a lifestyle. Because then when I saw, let me stop the screen share. I just wanted to give that as an example, you guys. I'm not, trying to spam you with the 21-day fix. I'm just showing you what has worked for me and, all of my clients. So I liked this because it could be turned into a lifestyle change. This is easy to do. I don't want to count numbers. I don't want to count things every day for the rest of my life. I want to be able to see on my plate, okay, this is how much vegetables I should have. I shouldn't have more fruit, because fruit I will easily overdose on because I love fruit. Okay. And I love carbohydrates. So when I first put on a large plate, let's say, basically in the United States, our plates are huge. They're bigger than my head. And so you want to fill it. That is the natural inclination, is just to fill your plate. And, parents put rules on kids like, I want you to eat all the food on your plate, and don't leave until it's empty. And that's okay. I know you want your kid to eat enough food, but I also, sometimes that gives them the wrong idea. Like they always have to finish everything on their plate. And we're not going to get into that right now though. But, so anyway, so when I actually I scooped my, let's say, brown rice with my yellow container, and I scooped it and I put it on my plate, and I went, okay, so that is a healthy portion of a healthy carb, right? Whereas before I would have taken the spoon that I cooked it with, and I would have just scooped it right in there and slammed a huge portion, which would have been probably 2 or 3 servings of that, and still said, oh, I'm eating clean, but I don't know why, and I'm working out, but I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I don't know why I'm not reaching my goals. And that's why. So what I like about this is that it eliminates processed foods. Because, with certain programs, you can buy the frozen meals of them, and it's like, oh, it's this many calories, this many points, or whatever. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's clean and it's good for you and it's fueling your body. So what you want to do is you want to eat foods that are fueling your body. And that's where the mindset change comes from too, is you eat to fuel. And I finally stopped letting my taste buds decide my life and what I ate. I finally stopped letting my taste buds rule my life, and I let my body thrive because I was eating better foods, and I was eating foods that weren't processed. So my body wasn't craving that stuff anymore. I never go into the in-between aisles in the grocery store, for example. I stay along the outside because that's where all of the good, healthy produce is. That's where produce, meats, good stuff like that are. And occasionally in a middle aisle for like healthy carbohydrates and stuff like quinoa. So I just wanted to give a quick introduction about portion control, because portion control is very important. Even if you're eating clean, you can eat too much. It is possible to eat too much of a good thing. So if you guys want some help for how to work with your portion control every day, let me know, and we can kind of get you set up and show you, decide what would be a good amount of, portions every day for you, depending on if you're working out, if you have an active job, if you're a contractor. For example, my dad's a contractor, so he's more active than, I guess a school teacher. School teacher walks around and they're on their feet, but I would say that's moderate exercise, and a contractor's heavy exercise, so that does play a part in how active you are during the day. So please share below if you have any questions, and I hope that this was helpful to show you guys how I learned proper portions. And what I ended up doing was I ended up using smaller plates so that I wouldn't feel like I slammed down like a ton of food to fill my plate. I started using side plates to have a dinner, because then I felt like I was filling my plate, because it was, I was like, oh, good, that's a great amount of food. So you find small ways like that to trick yourself, to trick your mind into going, okay, that's fine. Or doing half portions. If you're in a routine of going for seconds at dinner, if you're in a routine of constantly going back and forth, then your first serving, your first helping, give yourself half of what you're supposed to have a day. Give yourself half, and then go back for seconds for the other half. Okay? So instead of filling your plate both times with two separate, what should be or could be two separate meals that your body needs, and sometimes it takes time for your stomach to shrink a little bit, because if you've spent years or weeks or months stretching your stomach out, you might feel hungry, but you're not hungry. You do not need that many calories a day. So in our group, in our private group, let's talk about how many calories all of us need a day, so that we can kind of decide what sort of portions we need with our foods. And of course, send me a private message if this is confusing or if you want any help with this. Thanks.